That was your.
Now we
This is the Abington Affordable Housing Trust Fund Committee. It's 6 o'clock, and we will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good, we got through that. I put minutes down, but I haven't seen any
No.
current minutes. I don't know if Tony Malkin's still.
I don't
Is she
think so.
back to work? Is she?
I believe she
Oh,
is.
she is back to work. I'm not sure if what she's doing for as far as the minutes.
Okay. So.
I'll check in. I'll check with Scott and see.
Yeah, because I'm not quite sure even where we left off with the minutes, so she probably does it.
Okay.
And no correspondence that I know of.
Nope.
And just an update on Center School. I have that and discussion of RFP for Center School. I guess the RFP went out. Roger emailed me a copy of it, but I don't, do you have a copy?
I don't.
Okay, and you don't have a?
No.
Okay. I have a copy. I'm not very technical, so he emailed it to me, and it's 94 pages.
Okay.
And to try to see it on my phone, but what I'll do is, I'll see if Ron can help me, and I'll forward it
Okay.
to you
Perfect.
guys. So that is done, and I guess that's gone out. And I guess the other thing was the RFP went out, and the vote that the selectmen took, I think we kind of felt a little blindsided by not quite knowing that was happening.
I think the discussion that we had was, we're not landlords, so we really
Right.
want to start, we're getting it on both sides. Why aren't we doing anything with the school? And finally, we're, approaching that kind of, time sensitive, like, let's try to do something with it that's productive for the town and that the residents around it are comfortable. And a lot of it comes from, there's a lot of people breaking in there, there's shenanigans, at one point they were on the roof. We've been proactive of, putting locks on there, trying to put cameras and doing all the things, but unfortunately, when you really want to get into shenanigans, the kids will. So I think that was one of the biggest push to see what kind of thoughts from the public, what kind of feelings as far as like a contractor coming in and buying the piece of property and either doing a senior housing or doing condos or something for the town. So I think that it's always been the discussion, but I think now it was instead of just talking about it, we just kind of said let's throw it out there and see what's going to happen.
We, as a board, had done, you weren't on the board then, but we as a board had done a lot of research and spent a lot of money. We had a Zoom session with breakout rooms where we discussed it with town members, and so we had been asking for the RFP for quite a while, and then Scott said we should probably put it together with North School, because if we keep the footprint the same for Center as it is, which was the desire of the neighbors,
Right.
Selling just Center School wouldn't be profitable. And then every month on our agenda, we would have update on Center School and North School, and we just never got the RFP. So,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, it was brought up on the selectmen's agenda, and we were shocked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's why.
It just felt like we were just kind of left out of the whole process.
And I don't even know if Roger or anybody else on the board was aware of what we had done, so.
I was not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I figured that.
It is a brand new board from the last board.
Right.
So as far as like what had been done before, we probably just didn't
Right.
get to that point
Yeah.
or that information.
Yeah, I understand.
I know that because of the fire station, the new fire station going in, and it's going to take a while, and it's going to be a lot of movement in there. North School would be a perfect place for.
Exactly.
The sewer, the DPW, I should say sewer, the DPW. So, I mean, hard work is always appreciated by everyone, you know, and I totally appreciate this board, what you've done in the past. But now, you know, it's kind of, I feel like I'm, you know, I have to apologize for blindsiding
Well,
you.
you-
I didn't-
well,
you know,
you
I
did-
didn't-
Well, I was kind of shocked, we were both in
Yeah.
shock, and then I
Yeah.
was like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, Suzanne didn't say anything, like she's on our board, like, you know, it was just like, you were gonna vote and, you know, take the vote, and we're like,
Well, I think
there
that,
was
you know,
nothing, like, we didn't even have an opportunity to say,
Right.
well, this
Yeah.
is the research we've done, and this is,
Yeah.
these are the, you know, these are the results of the survey that we did, and I go back, actually, to the surplus school committee back in 2017.
Right.
There's another whole report that we spent a couple of years working on. So, I mean, I just think if you look at the next, you know, request to be on the agenda for the next selectmen's meeting, I think we're just gonna present that and say, look we've got all this information and we've worked really hard on this, you know, myself on 2 committees, and it just kind of felt like it didn't mean anything. Like, we're taking a vote, it's being sold, that's it. And you know, it was, even town manager knew, you know, he could have said, you know,
Right.
there's these reports, and maybe we should, you know, at least let that committee know and have, if they have a say
Yeah,
or something,
we're
you know.
always looking for a voice, and that would
Yeah.
be great to,
Yeah,
you know, prepare for
Right.
Right.
that meeting. Absolutely.
right.
And
And
don't
we knew that they were gonna put out an RFP, and like you said, we've been
Right.
asking for it.
Yeah.
Right.
To see how that whole process works, and, you know, what happens if this, they come back with this, what happens if they come back with that, you know?
Yeah.
So,
One time it was water, and then it was Judy Barrett was too busy to get the RFP done. But don't feel you have to apologize, Suzanne.
Oh, no,
No.
no, because I was like, I don't want anybody,
Yeah.
anybody to feel that we, you
Yeah.
know, the board blindsides or kind of does, you know.
Right.
You know,
it
because
was-
boards
it was
have
just
been
shocking,
accused.
though. It was just shocking, because I was expecting them to say, you know, oh, you know, nothing's gonna be done because the town's gonna use it, you know, with the
Yeah.
new North School is gonna be used, but we were thinking, you know,
I
maybe
think,
it's just gonna be postponed, but
yeah.
I think it was just,
I think there were things happening in center school that, inside of it, that we were just, as the board was worried about it, and I apologize that we didn't, you know, kind of let everyone know that, but, yeah, please come to the next meeting
yeah,
and
well, we've got
present
it on
and
the, we've got that on the next agenda.
chat
item.
and see
Do we
what's-
have to vote on that that we want to be put on the agenda?
We can, I've already requested it.
Yeah, I
because-
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I don't know if we have to vote. mean, we
I don't
could
think
take
so.
it.
Okay. And that's Monday night at 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock, yes, we
Yeah.
changed the time.
Yeah, there's not a, like, I live right below the school. It's really not, I mean, yeah, they've gotten in there, but they're not having like, you know, raging parties every weekend or anything.
I think the
It's-
concern
few
is like
things
the
have come up.
liability of it. Like if somebody, you know, quite honestly, if somebody fell, they would point the fingers to the town.
Yeah.
And we have done our due diligence to have that area safe and, you know, have the kids, and I don't mean the kids, I shouldn't say kids, people going in there, number one, for shenanigans, and number two, just for curiosity. I mean, somebody falls and it's still town property, and we
Yeah.
have to really do our
Yeah.
due diligence to keep everybody safe.
Well, they got it all, you know, boarded up.
Yeah, they have it, and you know something,
They've fixed
they
it up.
went in,
They've
they went in there again after
Yeah.
it was all boarded up and chained and the whole bit, and it's
They've
like,
fixed-
wow.
They've fixed it up nice. I wish
So.
they had fixed the playground up, because people like to use that, and it's all a mess. It's all overgrown and everything.
Yeah.
They're not maintaining it, but people
Yeah.
go up there with their kids and their dogs, and, you know, it would be good if they cleaned that part up. Okay, anything else on that?
No. See you Monday.
Okay, so we did the request. Update of South Shore Habitat.
So I've been in touch with Noreen. They are due to close within the next month on the house on Plymouth Street, and it's moving along.
Good.
very happy about that.
Okay. They don't need anything else from us. We did
No,
everything
we
had to
already
do.
had signed the voucher,
Okay.
and that's all set, and then they're getting the funds from community preservation as well for the purchase of the
Okay.
building.
That's good.
Mhm.
Discussion and possible vote to apply for CPA funds. I have got the applications here. There's a phase 1.
Right, there's eligibility, and then there's funding.
Okay. And
So,
I have phase
Eligibility has to be done by next Tuesday, thus the meeting tonight.
2. Okay, that's just an extra copy in case I made a mess somewhere. So I am not familiar with this process. Like I
Okay.
filled out, this one I think is pretty straightforward. And you've seen these. I just put little arrows there because I wasn't sure what we wanted to request for funds.
Okay. Well,
And,
I think, was it, at one of the meetings, did we vote for an amount?
Not this year.
Okay.
So last year, we requested 250,000, I believe. And because we had done the strategic plan, the CPC voted to give us that 250,000. I think we should request it again, because the more we build up our fund, when we have opportunities like Habitat for Humanity, they're
Right.
possibly looking at doing another location in town. It's very early stages, but, to be able to have the money available, so if they come to us and ask us for money, I think building up that fund is key right now.
okay. We don't know what we have for a balance, right?
It was 300 and something, the last I knew.
Okay.
But I don't know if that was
after the monies
before or
came-
after the monies came
Okay.
up. I can find out the balance.
Oh, okay. So do we want to just put in for the 250?
I think we should.
I think we should.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we do have to vote on that.
Yeah. And then I know on the other forms that Ken had filled out previously, the other funding sources, like, we haven't received any of these. Like, I was looking at this, let me give,
I'm looking at the copy I have here.
so I just not sure. Those are like maybe possible funding sources.
Right.
But other funding sources, I take that as, what are other sources of funding that you get? So I'm not sure what to put in here. I wasn't real comfortable.
Well, I would vote for the 250,000, well, we can vote on that, but as far as the other funding, that's almost I would talk to Andrew about that, because he would know if we are going to do a cell phone lease, are we able to take some of that money and put it towards affordable housing and the sale of surplus land. I know that we are talking about potentially having another auction on some land that we have that the town owns. It's not set in stone. I'm not putting it out there in the universe, but it was a light conversation. So that possibly a piece of that could come to affordable housing.
Okay.
So I would check with Scott, and I can do that. I can check with Scott and actually with Andrew.
So I think that this is possible potential
Right,
funding
potential
sources.
funding. It's not
Okay.
set in stone.
I mean, I can just.
But there are things that we can ask for when it comes up.
Okay, do you think I should just put all that
Yeah.
down, like you had
Yeah,
down?
because you know what, if you don't put it
That's fine.
down, somebody can turn around and say, well, it wasn't on your list.
Yeah, I'll put it down.
So,
Okay. So that's basically the phase 1. I can just fill that in, and that will be that one. And then the phase 2,
That's the funding source.
yeah. So that one, I didn't have a phase 2. I think you only sent me phase 1s. So I didn't know if you wanted me to put the So I didn't have anything to compare this to.
Okay, so I sent them in a separate text. So there's
Is that
phase two
two?
application for funding. That's in, this, I'm reading this in the text that I sent to you. So
Oh.
it says 250. It's basically, it's very similar, and Ken put down, the trust is constantly exploring ways to increase affordable housing.
All right, so you gave me, here's 2022. I don't know if I got that.
It's above, I think it's above that one. Right there.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, sorry.
That's okay. It's a very similar form.
Okay, so I can probably just use the same information.
Yeah. So I'll make a motion to request $250,000 from the community preservation for FY 25. Thank you.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? Okay, I
Okay.
will work on these. This is the 28th?
It has to be in by the
Deadline?
29th. Our meeting,
29th.
our next meeting's the 29th.
Who gets this?
You can give it to me.
Okay, so I'll work on these and I'll get them to you.
Okay, yeah.
And 10 copies
You
of
can
each?
present at the meeting, but it's not, it's something that we are doing on a regular basis, so I don't even think it's necessary
Okay.
for you to present.
And 10 copies of each, right?
I don't know.
Yep, please
Is that what
submit
it
10
says?
copies to the Abington Community Preservation Fund. Okay. I will do that. Okay. I put down discussion of accessory dwelling units because I think I forgot the, there was a Mass State thing that went through on the accessory dwelling units, that now you can get them by right, I
Mhm.
think up to 900 square feet or something like that. We had talked about it previously, but I believe Abington does not have any type of regulation on that. They just told me if it's not like in the building code, then it's not allowed. But now, I think they're gonna be.
I know
Having to
planning's
look
been
at.
talking about that.
Yeah, I
Either planning or
couldn't
zoning.
find, I couldn't find the meeting that
Yeah.
we talked about it. Maybe it was zoning, because it wasn't on the planning board's agenda, so I didn't see. So I was just put it in there because I think that would help us.
I think that goes into effect in, I want to say February, because somebody
Beginning of the
applied.
year, yeah.
I think somebody was going to apply, and because the way it's set up now, it has to be a family member
Right.
in the unit, and you have to sign an affidavit every year, and they suggested to the person that they might want to hold off, so if it ends
Okay.
up that a family member isn't in there, so we still have time to talk about that.
Yeah, we can put it
Yeah.
on. It was the article that I read in the
Yeah.
paper, and I said, because we brought it up before.
Yeah.
And there was, like I said,
Yeah, I think it was the
not,
ZBA.
they weren't allowed, well, we have in-law apartments.
Right.
I know
Yeah.
the in-laws, it has to be, I think, a family member.
Yes,
Yes.
They
definitely.
don't label it as accessory dwelling units. So
Mhm.
that could be a whole other structure, like a little house or something,
Mhm.
put on somebody's property for.
Yep.
So you'll have to just get some more information on that. And discussion of future personnel changes on the committee. Well, it's us.
Somebody has applied, and,
Okay.
and I believe they're going to be, that's going to come up at the Monday Select Board meeting.
Okay. So, good, we'll wait and see
Yeah.
what goes on and put it on the next agenda and go from there.
Okay.
Future meeting dates, you want to set up some future dates, or do you want to do one more? And then
Yeah, let's
until
set up
somebody-
one.
Somebody, the new person comes in, we can make sure. Did I do it? I didn't bring the date, but-
Do you want to do, is Mondays good for you, Suzanne?
That's fine.
Okay.
Now, I know on the 11th, that's Veterans Day,
Yeah.
so.
Do you want to do the 18th? 6 o'clock? Is
That
that good
works
for
for
you,
me, yeah.
Suzanne? And then the 25th 's town meeting, so that's,
Right,
yeah,
so that'd be good.
okay. Perfect.
And again, we'll just put an agenda, get an agenda and
Mhm.
send it out to you guys, and I'll send that RFP out to you, and maybe you have a big-
In my spare time, I'll read all 94 pages of it.
I read a good portion of it, but, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I sent that to them, but I figured it was on the agenda. so
Yeah, thank you.
I need a little technical assistance sometimes, so if you see something coming from Ron's computer, it's just, but he might be able to help me send it from my phone, so.
Okay.
Awesome, so,
Motion to
I guess-
adjourn? Got anything else before I?
no, anybody got anything else? Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
that's
You're
it.
adjourned.
Thank you.
6:22.